Mayor Jackie Izzo in Rome. Did you have a nickname in high school? Mine was Short Stack.
I know. I was kind of laughing about that, Bill.
Yeah. You can
No,
see it.
some people used to call me Whack.
Whack.
Oh.
Ah.
Yeah.
Well, you were
Yeah.
a great you were a great athlete. So that had to be some sort of. Why do they call you that?
Well, John Barry, one of my good friends, decided to name me that when I was like in 7th grade, around the basketball program. You know, they had
Yeah.
to be careful, though, because you're right. I was a good athlete. I could make them pay for that later on.
That is absolutely right. You would make them pay. So I wanted, first of all, there's going to be some familiar sounds next week. It looks like flying over the city of Rome, and with the military announcing they're going to be doing test flights next week. So those will be familiar sounds.
Yes, we like that. We really brings us back to our childhood days in Rome.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes us feel good. We always like the planes flying over. Activity at the base is always good.
And you know there is a lot of activity there, and I'm not sure that people understand how much is going on over there right now.
I think when we had the Trump rally last year, it brought a lot of people on to Griffith that hadn't been there in years, and I think they were shocked because of the work that's been done to the runway, the nose docks, just the build-out of Griffith itself. The property is very different from what it was when it was an active Air Force base.
There have been the county executive gave his state of the county, and I love your opinion on it. Some big proposals, some big things they want, including adding a casino and Utica, bringing the Oneida Nation. That's a pretty big step right there.
It is. It is. I really like the improvements to the Aud. I think the Aud is fantastic. I don't. We'll have to see how that works with a casino, a possible casino.
Yeah.
And then some other really big proposals.
Yeah.
The craft beer museum that I saw a price tag of $85 million.
Yeah.
Big
number.
A lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, big number. A lot possibly happening in that area in the next probably decade.
And how about the city of Rome? Your take on from a Roman's standpoint, your take on the county, state of the county.
Well, I mean, we were very pleased to hear about the continued improvements to the UAS. You know, that really is the future, the unmanned aerial, the drones. I have concerns with what exactly will transpire between this corridor between Syracuse and Rome. They've mentioned it, the money's there, but you don't really know what it's supposed to look like when it's done.
Yeah.
So the improvements to the test site, though, and I think those are all positive. So that would be my take on what's happening here in Rome as far as the state of the county is concerned.
Right. And then ultimately, I think that all of this talk with Nano and I know that during the campaign you talked a lot. Your mayoral campaign talked a lot about how Rome needs to be a part of this that is going on at Marcy. And it does seem like there's something that's brewing there, that an announcement's going to be coming at some point soon. Your thoughts on that, and your fears on that?
Well, I think that surprisingly, there's been more interest in that site now since the AMS deal didn't go together. So that's good. We've had a lot of people coming to the area, seriously looking at it. And from what I understand, as well as everyone else, yes, there should be a positive announcement made there soon concerning the Quad C building.
How soon?
Well, I don't know. And we all caution in saying that because, to be honest, until the moving vans are over there. But I do know that there has been a lot of activity around those sites, and actually people looking at our area as well. There are some different proposals being bantied around for different sites throughout the county, including Rome. So we'll see. You know, economic development is an up and down business. Businesses come in, they're doing their due diligence, and having owned a business myself, it's a long process. So it's very hard to say, we think it's going to happen tomorrow.
Right.
It depends upon when the business owner is comfortable that they've got all their ducks in a row, so to speak, and that they're going to make a move, because whatever move they're making is a large one.
And finally, there has been talk about sales tax distribution and mayors getting together and trying to form some sort of a union to challenge the formula. Where do you stand for the city of Rome?
Well, as you know, I was on the committee, and the committee had some good discussions. I think really what happened there is that Utica in Rome, Mayor Palmieri and I, and our finance people, we were forced to take a really hard look at how the sales tax is generated. For Utica in Rome, we only keep what's collected in our boundaries. We're not in the revenue sharing plan that the towns, the villages, and the county. So it's a little bit different for us. At this time, Utica and Rome, we did submit a secondary plan, which wasn't acceptable because it did not include us opting out of our preemption right. Mm-hmm. And so I think that for now, the sales tax, as far as the cities are concerned, is pretty much a non-issue. Where it goes going forward, I'm not sure, but I've had some other meetings with some of our towns that border us.
Yeah.
And I have offered services from the city of Rome if some of those towns want to take advantage of other services we might offer, such as assessing, codes, highway, DPW, because we're plowing roads, and they're plowing roads as well for both of us. Maybe there's a better way to do that.
Don't you find though that a lot of times these the smaller municipalities, it comes down to they don't want to lose those jobs that they have in their community, even though they're struggling with the numbers. They're struggling with giving up the control of those, whether it's garbage or plowing or road construction, any of that stuff. They hate to give up that control.
Yes, I agree with that, and I don't. Our approach is we're not looking for anybody to give up control, but if we can help you do something better, or if you're at a point where you need to replace someone in a certain area and you think maybe you don't want to do that, then it's a good time to talk to the city. I really believe the two cities have to drive the consolidation shared services effort. Yeah. Because Utica and Rome are just too far apart for real consolidation. You've got so much real estate in the middle. But Utica on the east side, Rome on the west side, there probably is a lot that we could help with if other communities wanted us to do that.
Right. Certainly makes sense. We'll see what happens. That's something that the governor's office is really trying to push, is whether it's called consolidation or shared services, however you want to look at it, they're really trying to push that. So,
well, he is, but it concerns me with his budget this year because he has tied all of the aid to municipalities' money, $715 million statewide, to this proposal about having a referendum by county for some sort of consolidation shared services program. It would be near to impossible by the time they pass the budget to put a referendum up on this November's ballot. I mean, you'd have to have this referendum done by the end of the summer to print it. And I don't really know what it accomplishes, but bigger than that, municipalities cannot survive without the aid to municipalities money. That would be $9 million to Rome, and I think $16 million to Utica, something like that. And then the county, that money really should have been increased as a result of the 2% tax cap, and there should be mandate relief before we talk about any other type of shared services. Albany needs to understand that the municipalities are pretty responsible, and we've been squeezed pretty well. But it is time for them to send us some mandate relief and to give us some more help in that 2% tax cap. And that would be in the form of AIM money.
It's always nice to throw those mandates out there. They never seem to come up with a way to fund them. It's typical Albany, New York. Mayor Jackie Izzo, thank you so much for taking the time this morning, and we'll talk again soon.
Thanks, Bill. Have a great day.